自由な柳原、名古屋外国テレ大学専門学校から A Journey into Myself 自分を見つめる。よろしくお願いします。
INFP. What is your MBTI? Have you ever heard this kind of conversation among the younger generation? Recently, this kind of MBTI or 16 personalities test is popular. My type is ESFJ, by the way. E means extroversion, S means sensing, F means feeling, and J is judging. In other words, I'm friendly, caring, and a leadership-oriented person. To be honest, I don't believe this result 100% because I really don't like to stand in front of others. Moreover, I'm hesitant to take such a leadership role. However, when I talked with my friend about the result, I was very pleased because I found some common points with them and a place where I belong. When I was a high school secondary student, I did the 16 personalities test in my class for the first time. I was ESFJ, and I took the result to heart. According to my result, I thought I should be a leader-oriented person, and so I ran for vice president of the student council. I was an active vice president for the first half of the year. However, I experienced a lot of hardships. I couldn't express my true opinion, and it was difficult for me to feel and respect other ideas. Finally, I hit my breaking point and didn't understand how to continue to be active in my role, and I finished without accomplishing much anything. I felt a sense of defeat, as if I didn't belong there. Even when I managed to communicate with other students, I had a bitter experience where, deep down, I was imposing fixed ideas from a personality test, thinking things like, "This is the kind of person you are." At the time, I felt that acting according to your MBTI does not necessarily guarantee success. However, even if I fail, I can still learn something from it. We should discover who we are by challenging ourselves and learning through trial and error. I'm giving a speech right now, and of course, it's very challenging for me. This is part of my practice. Also, while it may not seem like a big deal, I've started planning trips with my family and friends, listening to their opinions and making decisions together. Slowly but surely, I've come to be happy when I'm trusted by someone else. The test result is not just everything. However, it can lead me to take action and connect with a starting point for new challenges. Why are young people so deep in this personality test? Well, it's also famous in Korea too, and the Korean culture is really popular, especially among the Japanese younger generation. Although the 16 personalities test is a simplified version of the MBTI, it helps you deepen your self-understanding and identify your strengths and areas for improvement. Also, the test result can help us communicate with others. If you know someone's personality features, you can build a smoother relationship. This will also help you objectively understand your position in society. Younger generations today may try to build friendships that suit them, skipping the process of truly getting to know others, which reflects a fear of failure. In addition, I believe that people's dependence on such tests is partly driven by psychological needs, such as the desire for self-understanding, the need to connect with others, and the wish to ease the anxiety that comes from personal uncertainty. It can also serve as a way to release the stress created by today's society, where one's efforts often go unrewarded and self-esteem tends to suffer. We grow when we check our new challenges and learn from our failures. However, today's society often seems unwilling to tolerate mistakes, and I believe this creates a strong sense of anxiety among young people about failing. This may be another reason why so many of them rely on personality tests for reassurance. That's why I believe our society needs more room to fail, to try again, and to start over without fear. A personality test can give you a hint or a starting point, but what truly matters is using that insight to take action, discover who you really are, and let your own strength shine. So, let's not feel satisfied just because we've been placed into a broad category. Instead, let's aim to become one-of-a-kind individuals, unique, irreplaceable, and true to ourselves. Thank you for listening.